Today I have a small job to do. So on my enduro bike, 2 of the pins are almost gone. They're obviously not providing any grip anymore. The problem with these pedals is I can't replace the pins. So instead of buying new pedals, I'm going to use my old Specialized Boomslang pedal. So in this video we're going to service and rebuild the pedals. So what you will need is this rebuild kit. It contains 2 new bearings, some rubber seals and bits and pieces that you can replace in the pedals. And most importantly, it includes this tool that you need to unscrew the axle. So here are the pedals. So the first thing to do is to clean out a little bit these little notches, because that's where the tool goes in. I just use a very small flathead screwdriver that does the job. Okay, that should be alright. So this is the tool, and those little pins should nicely grab in those holes, and it does. Okay, so now it's important to know what direction you have to turn the tool, clockwise or anti-clockwise, depending on obviously what side this pedal was on. And we're gonna remove the axle from the first pedal. I'm just gonna place my foot on it, and then with a adjustable spanner I should get it undone. Alright, here we go. Alright, that went fairly easy. So I just loosened up the axle, and now I can unscrew it by hand. Here it is. So next also you need to remove the bearing from the axle. And again, if I would have a vise, that would be very handy. I don't have it, so I need to improvise a little bit. I've got this electrical pipe. So the idea is to cut off a piece just slightly longer than the axle. The rest, the axle should nicely fit in, as it does. And then I put it upright and tap on the axle, and hopefully it comes out. Alright, so I cut off this short section of electrical pipe. You can see here this wider bit, the connection section of the pipe. That's how I put the axle in from that side, so it holds up the bearing while I can tap through the axle. See if it works. Whoa. And it does. Here are the components: the axle, the bearing, the spacer, but there is something sitting here around the bearing as well. Now there is an O-ring in here. Alright. So now I need to separate the bearing from this ring. And I'm going to use the axle to do that. So I'll put the axle in the reverse order. And hopefully it pushes out the bearing from the ring. So I need to improvise once again. And actually I noted that this little electrical pipe bend fits precisely. So I'm gonna cut it off somewhere here, and then hopefully we can tap it out again. So here are the parts: the axle, the bearing, and some sort of cap that sits around the bearing. So I have to remove these 2 pins. And apparently you can press this out. Yeah, it's coming out. These tiny O-rings are sitting in the inside here. So this is the old, obviously. And I will put them in the new one. So first I want to clean the axle and some bits around the pedal, making sure that's all nice and ready to be assembled again. I'm just using WD-40 to clean the axle a bit. Happy with that. Grab a new bearing. Now I have to put in one of the new rubber O-rings. And this ring. And now it can go back on. Let's grease it up. I need to add one of these. Done. A bit of grease. Can put it back in the pedal. Yeah, here it goes. Okay. Use the tool again to tighten that cap. I do it hand tight at the moment. All right. One pedal done. Obviously, you have to put back those pins. As you can see, those pedals, they come with spare pins as well. 4 in total, so it's quite handy. All right, one pedal serviced. It definitely feels better. Well guys, that was all. It was a fairly straight process to rebuild the pedals. Obviously I need to improvise, not having a vise, that rhymes. So I use bits of electrical pipe. This is the smallest electrical pipe you can get in Australia. This is a bit from a bend, and I have a label here. This is a 25 millimeters of 1 inch of pipe. So, and this connection bit works nicely to get the cap off. Well guys, that concludes the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. Ciao.